Hello, folks. I'm the Red Red. This is Hollywood Animal. And last we left off, we got some nice nominations for the Pollux Awards. And hopefully we're going to win some of them. We've been doing good. I lamented the amount of Pollux Awards we had won and um, we had been voted for, particularly because there was 36 here. You can see we go from, 35 where we got nominations but no awards, and then we got no nominations in 36. So I felt a little snub, but looking back, no, we actually got a fair few nominations. um I mean, oh, this is 39 right now. This is what we're actually looking for here in just a moment. Which, I don't know what day the Pollux actually run the awards. We're done. Yeah. The Don Conti kept her word, but if that bastard pulls something like this again, we'll deal with him our way. Yeah, that's fair. Assuming that's, I had questioned whether or not this was like an image that we could see, or whether or not this was Dawn describing something, or potentially this is, what happened, but, Dawn, he didn't give a lot of verbosity to what happened. I don't know. I just know I didn't want to fire Bob because he didn't seem like the kind of person that would do this. So I wonder about the circumstances. I wonder. I mean, I don't want to be overly rude about it, but she is like the daughter of a mobster. We can't be certain, especially with, Dawn being like, hey, whatever. We can't be certain that she didn't put her hands on Bob first, and it was like she instigated the fight and then he swung back. I have, I have seen, I have, I mean, I'll be straight up. There was a family next door to us where that was the case. Um, that it was the common term is mutual combat. Um, the a husband and wife who, yeah, they went at it, until it went very badly. Uh, but oh, the Blue Iris. It's a good thing we held off on producing movies for a little bit, because our tech teams, they just came out with the best thing we could do. You can't actually work on anything now, though. Like, you can't. I'm wondering whether or not I should have you sit on your hands rather than produce something, because it's sometime soonish that we're supposed to start getting some color tech, right? Uh, Starlight, Star. I don't remember his name. The guy who runs the Pollux Awards, the announcer at the Pollux Awards said it was supposed to be soon. I don't actually know what year color pictures became common. Anyways, Once Upon a Death. We got another release here. We've got a Banquet. It's only a B plus with Kino Mark. Where did I mess up there? Bone Grinder didn't like it. Or is it maybe B? I mean, it's not a great movie anyways. Maybe that's largely the cost of, or the cause of it being so lowly rated with the Kino Mark. Fairly cheap movie by modern standards. We're at the point where we can drop 2 mil. Banquet. 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 2 million on a movie, including promotion, production and promotion. I mean, this is $500,000. This is even cheaper. It's a shame to be alive. Wow, that's a name of a movie. Let's start post on it. For an editor, I'll give it to Emma. For a composer, Fredel. Alfred. I don't know why I read your name with such a Hispanic tinge, because Vincenzo. I mean, I guess that's an Italian name, yeah? I don't know. 8 weeks. 23% of 2,000. We're gonna say is. I'm gonna give it 1,000 largely because it's 600, but it doesn't really matter. Nothing's fighting this for the theater space. Yeah, you're 11% of 200, so 20 theaters. You're gonna end distribution. You can go to the archive. It doesn't say the Kingdom Mark there. Sydney, you want 500,000. Ricky, you've been with us for a while. You're stuck at 7 stars, right? Aren't you gonna ask? Yeah, you asked very little. You can get another 3 years. Alone in the Ocean. This is not a good script. And the antagonist escapes justice. But I guess we'll shelve it. Oh, wait, hold on. We've got actors here. We've got writers here who aren't working on anything. Historical and romance. Okay, well, this goes to our romance writer. I'm guessing this goes to our historical writer. And then let's just double check to see if there's any scripts we want to buy. I mean, you've got alcohol in it. I'll buy it, it's cheap. And neither of those. No. That's all of our writers engaged in something or another. Here's the award ceremony. 39. My name is Harlan Starsurf. Welcome to the 7th Annual Pollux Awards. I'll be honest with you, I tried my best to come up with a topical joke. But so far this year, there's not much happening. In fact, 1939 is shaping up to be one of the most dullest moments in human history. First, the nominees for Best Actor. The winner is Herbert Schultz. Shards of the Sword. Nice. Nominee for Best Actress. And the winner is Joanne Spencer. I was checking her age. She's a year younger than the other nominee. The winner for Best Director, Robert Mann Watson, The Amber Heart. Nominees for Best Screenplay. Winner is Felix Hill for The Amber Heart. That movie won a couple awards. Nominees for Best Cinematography. Jasper Day, Cast a Spell on Me. Nominee for Best Film. The winner is, come on, Cast a Spell on Me, The Amber Heart. I'll take it. I don't know why it pulled away, but this concludes the 1939 Pollux Awards. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next year. There we are. Swept the awards, which actually got us more influence than we had spent. I'm just gonna let this. Homer's capped out, Jasper's capped out, Herbert's capped out. Herman's not, and Felix is not. Yeah, we're gonna pay 2 million taxes, easy. Pete Hodges, established in romance. What did you do? 1938. Oh, you were in Cast a Spell on Me. Alma, established as a rival. She plays a good rival. Lydia, she was the evil witch, Cast a Spell on Me. That's what she's going to be known for. Sorry, you don't really have a ton of time to get established as a lot of other things. Charlie Graham, established for drama. Did you play Shards of the Sword? Yeah, this was a drama. You played the tribal chief in it. There we go. Felix. Jeez. Sure. 48,000. You want 66. I mean, you have to. One of these have to be. Yeah, you were editor in the Amber Heart for the Amber Heart. I'm gonna check free writers here. Herbert Ford, I mean, you're a romance writer asking 16. You got dumped. So what the awards did you get? Biostation in 35 and A Tangle of Snakes in 36. So you got a couple of awards years ago. You haven't been doing a lot since. You haven't been getting a lot of awards since you've been writing movies. In fact, 2 movies that you wrote are in production. If I look at our writers, Henry, historical romance. We've got a historical writer. Henry, you're what? You're 6 stars. I mean, again, free only. Herbert has no problems. Do you have any behavioral problems? You're arrogant. You know what? Your arrogance killed you. That was the one thing. That was the only reason. I mean, you're cheap compared to him, but you're also not good compared to him. I'm gonna let the 9 days tick off. You gotta remember. Oh, it lurks in darkness. Couple getting married, fresh again. It lurks in darkness is all fine. Let's start post. Billy Reed. Billy Reed composed the last one. Unfortunately, he won't be doing that again. I'm going to... Well, hold on. First... Yeah, Gene, we were looking at you. Yeah, if you weren't a misogynist, you'd get hired. Easily. But no, Gene's getting hired instead of you. Gene can compose this one. And we'll give it to Raphael. Actually, I just want to check. Yeah, this is already... No one's better than Raphael. Which is the only thing I would hire for. Wait, hold on. Does... Oh, Emma's working on something. I was wondering why she wasn't on the list. The American Nightmare has been sitting, waiting to be released for a while now. What is... So there's some romance, but it's a detective movie in a modern American city in which the antagonist gets killed. Oh, what kind of antagonist? A murderer? And the secondary is a love interest. I'll go with this one. Distribution. I'm gonna start running it the week before Memorial Day. Just so it's not competing. I'm gonna give you... This is probably too much. That's definitely too much. I'm going to run it such that it gets its 100% on release day and Memorial Day. Yeah, 95% release date. As for advertising, this... Okay. So many of these are... It gives me nothing, and I'm just wondering if that's correct, or if I should just be... Wow, this was composed by Billy Reed. He died a while ago, too. Does this say when he died? He did get a Pollux. This has been sitting for a while. Was it because of Bob? Yeah, it was sitting because Bob. Okay. It is a detective movie. There is romance involved. I'm gonna say Spark. I'm gonna go billboards, newspaper, Pierre Zola. Let's just blow money advertising for this. You know what? Let's see how that turns out. Probably not for the great for the Kino mark, but yeah, the Blue Iris is up, but not the Deluxe. Not the improved version, just the original. The Rat Quarter. Henry. Yeah, this is just not a good film. I'm sorry, Henry. I genuinely am. But you're fired. Herbert. And Herbert. You want some gifts? Once Upon a Death. This is 4 weeks in, 16%, 12. 12 becomes 1,200, becomes, let's say, 2,000. Let's give 2,500 the first week, and then I'll give 2,000 on this week. Let's give it 3,000 on this week in case I did the math a little fast. One of our producers wants to renegotiate the contract. Needs to renegotiate the contract to stay working for us. Not asking much. You're Warren. You also want one? You're also asking not very much. So looking at these, who's Joanne Spencer? We need you for the Heartless and the Hero sequel. But we don't need you for the one that we were going to produce, which is the slightly more quality where is it? The Heart on Fire. Cinematographer, Oscar Guild. Pick a soundstage. Filming time. I wish it gave preparation time here too. This is only filming time. Why is it giving years? Whatever. Shoot it on soundstage. We want this thing done. Filming tech. We're now switching to the Blue Iris. The cowboy. Wait, hold on. The cowboy. Okay, I'm gonna let it go. 6 days. Yeah. Sign your contract. Banquet's done. Which means we need to hold a banquet. Uh, something you don't know about Charlie. We can end distribution on this. I want performance analytics here. Wife's permission is 7-star movie. Jacqueline, Meryl, you're gonna need some kind of training, and we're trying to get out of the habit of producing such low quality movies that they would be 5 stars. Something you don't know about Charlie. A at the Kino Mark. Was this the one where we shotgun blasted everything? No. Bone Grinder gave it 1 star. Yeah, we only spent $1 million on promotion. Makes social rejection a little meh. Pete Hodges, here we go. Let me offer you everything in $500,000. I also noticed that we have... Wait, Herbert, you're happy. How'd that happen? You just enjoy working for us? Just that nice? Anyways, you're a romance writer. Find us an idea. And then, since Pete Hodges is able to reprise his role here, I'm gonna say let's start another project while we're at it. Maybe a couple of them. Even if there's a storm tomorrow, sure, we can grab it. No, wait, hold on. No, okay. There was another movie beside it that had the had a band element, and I thought it was this movie for a hot second. Connor? Yeah, just shoot this thing on location. I don't even need to give you a soundstage. Sure, let's just give you 10,000 to shoot this. Or, sorry, was that 100,000? Filming tech is the blue iris and the frame tone. Let's get one good producer, one producer who could use some training, for a director, I'll give that to Lewis. Hopeless romantic. Any of you particularly skilled in that specific role? You've played it recently. So, Betty, I guess it'll go to, well, I want to give it to you or Hazel. There we go. And you need a sheriff. Let's say we give that to Charlie Graham, and then the bandit. See, you're not likely to get a lot of roles if I don't actively think about giving you them. And another project. We got a lot of women-led movies right now. Actually, like a ton of them. I'm thinking... Okay, this is a farm girl, there's a serial killer. There's alternate roles here. Spanish Castling. I think we're gonna film this. And... I'm debating... having you go out... So if I said soundstage, what's the longest thing? The jungle. This is down to 37. The native settlement, 34. Yeah, the island will pull quality. So I'm gonna have you shoot like this. You're shooting some of it on soundstage, a lot of it on location. But yeah. It's another J. Perry screenplay. We bought a couple of things from him. I mean, you want... Okay. Yeah, that ain't much. Filming tech, the blue iris now, sound tech, frame tone. I mean, the amount we're paying extras and props and all of that is so minuscule compared to the cost of using the tech that I'm just happy to always jack that up as far as it'll go. You know? I don't feel like we're going to save a ton of money, by cheaping out on the amount of the amount of extras we're paying for. Okay, our director... I mean, this is a high quality. Our farm girl. So, do we go... Okay, let's check our other roles. Our strict parent, our damsel in distress, and our serial killer. So, our strict parent, that's going to be Edward. The strict parent's like strictly the parent of the main character, so 40 is the cap, which Maylo you could play, but Alma you might be better Yeah, I'll give it to you. Damsel in distress. Joanne Spencer, who would be normally for this, is out. If I'm looking at free actors, Irene here, you're a drug addict, but you're also young, which I think will be appropriate for damsel in distress. I don't know how much it matters, any given thing matters. I just know that age is a factor. Pauline, you're 30 in discipline. Do we have anyone who's 30? I mean, we'd be Betty Lynn. But you've recently played a damsel in distress, so we might not want to give you that role. And I'm inclined to go Irene anyways, just because of the age. There's no one on, like, we're maybe going down one level here. I don't want to go any lower than this in terms of skill. Irene. I said we wanted you for 3 years. Gave you all the perks. You want $500,000? Take it. Irene, I do want to see your filmography here doesn't include anything. So have you actually... Are you just like a deep find for us? And our serial killer. I think I just want to give it to Bob. Start that project. And let's have them, at least one of them, move into production. Experienced Lawyer has run its course. We had him ordered up for one particular thing. Really didn't matter whether or not he hung around. Weren't expecting him to. Milton wrote a movie that we can't use. I mean, we're gonna get the alcohol out of the code. That's the whole point of what we're filming over there. But then we would have another one left. Shelve it. Milton, you write this sci-fi. You're our sci-fi writer, so write this sci-fi. It's a bit of a weird one anyways. I'm sorry. What? Joe. A sci-fi thriller. Oh, okay. This is a sequel. I thought you had wrote something nice on your own. I didn't recognize the name. And then this is another sequel. I vaguely recognize the name now that I'm prompted to. Also, we wrote them at the same time, so they came out at the same time. Archie Beagle was an A+ with Young Men. Really young audiences that we... I mean, all of these were right? Like, that's what none of them grayed out for? Oh, I hate the sound on that screen. I'm sorry. That's something that has to be fixed. It can't repeat like that. It's grating. You're also a sequel. Horrors do not work. Horror movies don't work in Fantasy Kingdom. Obviously you have never seen. Oh, what's the name of the movie? Oh, why can't I think? I wish I had a mind for names. Um, I'm thinking of the guy twirling the glass balls in his hand. If that imagery comes to mind, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If it doesn't, then you haven't seen it. Okay, I mean, we're gonna shelve this one too. And additional research groups. Okay, so now we can add research groups as we're going along. So this is... I think we want to go this way. Again, our research groups are just sitting on their hands. Okay, you're 200. Director. Didn't you just get a Pollux? Howard Globe as an actor. Didn't you also just get a Pollux? I don't know about that one. I'm less certain about that one. I'm gonna let this. Well, I'm gonna click on it and get it out of production officially. No one leveled up, although Howard Globe got close. We're gonna start post, but I'm not gonna give it to anyone because the appropriate staff is not available at the moment. Let's take time along. May go 4 weeks. I'm sorry, what? 50% of 12? Something you don't know about Charlie. This got an A at the Kingdom mark. Was this the one? This was the one that we just chucked everything at the wall for. Is that actually the correct way to handle advertising? Is just mass advertise everything? You're 6,000. Set up distribution. 6,000. I'm not used to reaching for keys like this. And I've never had to do 6,000 on a second. Was it the American Nightmare? Anyways, I'm actually gonna give you, just to be certain, 7,000 your first week there. Banquet. Hold a banquet. Although our influence is actually really high now. Maybe we can slow down on those banquets. Flexible schedule. That'll be good if it ever comes up. But, I mean, level 4 soundstage, right? Or double XP. Get everyone to Double XP. Wow, it's just gonna be a couple of years. It's nice. Spanish castling. We must have paid a lot for this script. Also, wow, how badly did you tank in pre-production? Why? Give me a second unit. That's security. I'm not gonna run you 8 hours a day. Why did it tank so badly in pre-production? You get security. You don't need a second crew. We can now give assistance. Let's do luxurious banquets. Patsy. You don't want the housemaid, maybe? Let's drop your standard medical coverage for regular. Well, why is this number blue? It's just because it got added after everything, yeah? Let's drop the assistant. And get you your money. Also, finding your man. This is now slated for our best people. This is 12 weeks, 6% end distribution. Perform analytics on this. I'm curious. This is another five-star movie. Go ahead and shelve it. Same with you. Shelve it. As for our ideas, horror. We don't have a horror writer. A detective. Maurice, that's you. A drama. I'm gonna say, let's get that to. Excuse me. Let's give that to Joe. And I'll give this to Joe. Wait, what? Okay, let's give that one to Joe Hughes, this one to Joe Sullivan. I never even realized that we had two writers with the same first name. As for you other guys, go fetch us ideas. And we want to start getting some of these movies out. It was 6-star. It's a pretty meh movie. Horror comedy, Fantasy Kingdom with a soldier. Man and woman. I'll go with this one. I don't like the way her face is splattered by the text, how it's running over her face, but advertising, boys and girls. Newspaper, Velvet, Gloss, and Spark. Piazzolla. Let's see how this does. I know, again, you're warning me not to advertise on more than 4, but I'm just curious. And we have the money to eat, even if it really messes up the things. In fact, we have so much money that I'm going to go and just at least 15 more theaters, but honestly... Oh, sorry, that was at least 20 more theaters, but honestly... Let's... No, more. More. Must have monopoly. Yeah, let's buy a full 600. I mean, so how many theaters are we buying then right now? 120? Yeah. Something I don't know about Charlie. This 30% of 6,000. Let's set up distribution. Planning for... sorry, that should be 2,000. Yeah, let's run the advertising campaign as far as it'll go. You, even if there's a storm tomorrow, can go into production. I'm gonna give you a second unit. I might start giving second units to all of our movies, just to speed it all up. I mean, I'm really wondering why the quality on this tanked so hard so fast. Was it because we had the script sitting vacant so long, sitting unused? Was it because you're really unhappy with us and like that it came into effect at that juncture? I mean, this can cap out all the way at 9. It should have been amazing, but I don't know. I mean, everyone's happy. Everyone was quality. It was saying because the locations weren't good, but did I mark the locations wrong? Did I accidentally mark like use 1-star locations? I've got to go review this afterwards. I'm also going to go double check those sequels that came out, see if there's any that we can put into production directly, or if there people we're waiting for. But I'm going to do that off camera. And speaking of off camera, I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. If you've enjoyed this Let's Play so far, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time where we will continue playing Hollywood Animal. We'll definitely be putting some movies into production. A Heart on Fire. This was the Pete Hodges. I keep calling him Peter. This was the Pete Hodges film that we were going to let him do before he has to go and slog through just a series of Toxic Revenger movies. But anyways, that'll be next time. As I said, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.